Love Your Life. Love Your Life. Love Your Life, a show like no other, one that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're tuned in to Your Nation Station. This is your host, Mayya Al Said, also known as the Sewist on social media. This is your program, Love Your Life. Just a reminder that this show is a live show. If you're listening in now, call in from 2:30 to 3:30. The number to call is 24 60 20 58. 24 60 20 58. The program is repeated at 10 past midnight. And if you are interested in listening to the repeat of this show or any of the previous shows, you're more than welcome to follow me on my YouTube channel where the audios are uploaded. So today we have a guest, a repeat guest. Mr. Mutassem Sharji. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for joining me again today.
Most welcome. My duty and pleasure.
Thank you so much. And today's topic is importance of self-development. And people might be thinking, how is this important? The reason I put this in is, first of all, to highlight that we always have a choice and that we tend to blame other people or other communities, for example, the government, the company, for something that's not going right with us in our life. If we want to achieve something, we think it's others' duty to give it to us. It's not our own duty to follow or to educate ourselves to get to the result that we want. So what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, this topic is very dear to my heart, the topic of personal development. As I mentioned in the last show, the one question that kept on coming back to me is why do some people thrive and others don't?
Yes.
Despite being in the same environment. And I agree with you that you mentioned at the beginning that we have a choice.
Yes.
And that's an idea or a philosophy that a person should adopt if he's really serious on making an impact in the world.
Okay.
If you believe that you are just a result of your environment and you can't do anything about it, then personal development, making an impact will all be just talk and you can't do anything about it.
Just to, for all the listeners out there, they might not understand what we mean by personal development. I know this is an area of your expertise, so please tell us more about it. Okay.
The term personal development has been used and overused in so many different areas. To me personally, ultimately the way I see it is the skills and the knowledge you acquire to tackle issues in life.
Okay. And what if there are no issues? Yani, is it always... Sorry.
Yeah, with any growth, you'll face issues.
True. So you're saying one should... So you're saying one should want to...
resolve issues.
Okay, in order to do that, they need to
acquire skills and knowledge.
Okay, but for me, I see it as it's something it's skills I want to have to be prepared, to better myself. Not necessarily to tackle life issues, but although I see your point there, it's just that we grow, and the more we grow and the more we learn, we just become better. Yani subhanallah, the first ayah in the Quran is Iqra, which means read. That is just for me, for myself, just to develop myself. So not necessarily to tackle challenges. But
well, there's more than one way to tackle this idea, or to look at this idea. I'm always motivated, personally, I'm always motivated by purpose.
Okay.
And as the Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, he said, without a purpose, nothing should be done.
Because then you don't know what you really want. What's the goal?
Exactly.
So why would you do anything
exactly.
about it?
It's the way I see it, responsibility and resources are correlated, or they're aligned. They should be linked to each other. If you have a big responsibility, you'll need bigger resources to fulfill that responsibility.
Okay.
But imagine if you have so much resources and you don't have any responsibility to fulfill,
Okay.
you won't do much, despite having so many resources.
Okay, because there's no purpose.
There's no purpose. There's no responsibility to fulfill.
Okay.
That's the way. That's the way I'm tackling it. Yes.
Okay, I think we have a caller.
Yes, good evening.
Actually, good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, good afternoon, yes.
How are you?
My name is Salim from Salalah.
Salim, thank you so much for joining us today. What are your
So
thoughts?
this is the first time for me. Just I want to sharing my experience
Mhm.
in this area, because my experience into development, personal development.
Yes.
So, for example, my major is Arabic, but I'm trying to speak in English.
Okay.
So the government or my institution not give me opportunity to do that, but I create my own area. For example, as a part-time, I work as a tour guide.
Sorry, I didn't get you. As for the first time.
Part-time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm full-time. I'm a specialist in quality management
Okay, mashallah.
in Ministry of Education.
Mhm.
But as a part-time, to develop my English, already I took English in schools, university, like that. But how to speak in English, fluently, that need you to have a practice.
Yes.
So I'm looking for some things, not go to an institution. I'm going to do something, implementation, my English, in area that I love it. For example, I involved as a tour guide
Mhm.
in Dubai Governorate. So this tour guide give me many opportunities. They give me skills how to deal with the foreign people, how also to send your message to other people for your country. For example, for one of a good opportunities, how they why the people, I mean the foreign people, why they are coming to our country, especially the Dubai region.
Mhm.
Because for two reasons. The reason one is the calm of the weather from September until May.
Yes.
And the second reason is the frankincense. Why the frankincense? Because it was written in the Bible. It was the gift of God for Jesus.
Yes.
They gave him a gold to show his value. They gave him frankincense to protect him from the evil eye. And they gave him a mole to wash his body after the death. So I will focusing. You will create your development by yourself.
Yes, exactly.
But as you told us in the beginning, by reading, by also looking for something else. Not maybe you're not available in your in your job.
Yes.
There will be something else, and you have to implement it. Of course, at the end of this, I'm feeling now, for example, I'm feel confident in English. I know I have a good English, but
No, it's very good, mashallah.
Yeah, I'm fluently, but I'm trying to do my best. That is my successful is. Not to achieve my goals, to do my best. If I do my best, that means I'm feeling satisfied, and also I feel confident.
Yes.
And also, I have, as also your guest mentioned about the motivation. I have the motivation, of course. If you have a motivation, some motivate about it, you have goals to do something, I'm sure 100% you will do your best and you will achieve and you will live for something. And that's it. I'm sorry for I have to maybe I make a long time for speaking.
No problem.
Hello?
Yes, we're still here listening to you. Thank you.
If I divide my career, you will divide Salim in 3 sections. Salim as a tour guide, Salim as a specialist in quality management, Salim as a teacher in Arabic.
Okay, mashallah, very beautiful, very beautiful.
Salim. You see, they make knowledge for me and also skills.
Yes.
And make me one day, I hope I will become as a minister. Maybe a higher education or a tourism. I don't know.
That's
but
what
I have this a target. You see?
Yes.
Maybe I will achieve it, or I have the honor of try. That's it.
Exactly. That's the spirit there, Salim. Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Much listening, and inshallah, this is not the first time. It will be the inshallah follow inshallah the second time maybe.
Inshallah, we look forward to having you again on the show. Thank you so much.
The second time maybe. Inshallah, we look forward to having you.
All right, so First of all, thank you so much for calling. That caller proves your point of having a purpose and a motivation. So his purpose was to learn English, and that was his purpose. But subhanAllah, because he aimed for that, first of all, he didn't rely on somebody else, as I was saying in the beginning, to say, okay, here we know you want to learn English, so go to this. No, he took it upon his own initiative, and he decided مثلا, to educate himself. Then he became a tour guide. So from there, he managed, inshallah, to make some income, and as well raise his confidence. So by one goal, subhanallah, you get more benefits than just that goal that you had initially aimed for.
Exactly, because there's two ways of thinking when it comes to this.
Okay.
A normal, typical manager in an organization, the thinking process is, I want to commit in a project until I have the resources available.
Okay.
Project management 101, which is normal.
Yeah.
An entrepreneur or a businessman, the way they think, or businesswoman, the way they think is, I commit to the project, and then I find the resources. Once I get the commitment, I find the resources to deliver.
Subhanallah.
So it's opposite.
So it's a different way of thinking. So do you think we get the same results?
With an entrepreneur, you can commit first because as a manager, as typical way of thinking in management, if you wait for the resources to be with you 100%, you might not get it.
You might wait forever.
Exactly.
Because you're always waiting, and it's still, you haven't gotten what you need in order to proceed.
Exactly, and that's one of the reasons why many projects are being delayed to the next year, just because we don't have the budget this year, we cannot do it this year, we don't have enough resources. But as an entrepreneur, they don't think that way.
Yes.
They first commit,
and then
they sign the contract, and then they get the resources to deliver.
Anyway, with that, we'll just take a short break, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
This Ramadan, get inspired to be healthy and get all your health questions cleared with Dr. Ali Alawati on radio, Sultan of Oman, from 4 o'clock to 5 p.m. Join us on Health Talk. Ramadan Mubarak.
Oman is a country full of treasures, from its people to its history, beaches to its mountains, deserts to its wadis. Show off your knowledge of this great country and win cash prizes with Talal this Ramadan on weeknights and Hafid every weekend from 10 p.m. to midnight. You can be a winner on Treasure Wadi.
Treasure Wadi.
Now, let the party begin.
Win cash prizes and surprises here on the Nation Station.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Welcome back to Your Nation Station. This is your host, Mayya Al Said, also known as the Sewist on social media. You are listening to Love Your Life, a daily program during the month of Ramadan. Today I have the honor to have Mutassem Sharji with me. We are discussing the importance of self-development, and you're more than welcome to call us with your contribution by calling 24 60 2058, 24 60 2058. As much as we'd love to hear from you, please call us only when it is safe to do so. So, Mutassem, we were talking about self-development. We kind of are saying that it is up to us to develop ourselves. We seek knowledge. This is another area of yours. And it's one of your values, right? To seek knowledge. But here's the thing. You said that there are two ways to this. One, there's a purpose, and somebody has to have kind of a goal to reach. But what if somebody doesn't have one? Does that mean they will never find, or they will never be able to self-develop? They might say, I really want to, but I really don't know, مثلا, what I need to do. And I have a feeling some people might not still quite understand that it is up to them, and nobody can actually answer that question except them, because they actually have to know what they want in order for them to self-develop. Okay.
The idea of purpose or the idea of cause it's a philosophical idea, and people tend to freak out when they hear this term. In reality, the way I see it is just an area of your life that you see is most important to you.
Okay.
Period. That's what it is.
An area of my life that's most important to me.
Exactly. It could be something as family, something typical that not many people don't look at as something big.
Okay.
But I'll give an example. The mother of late John Kennedy, Rose Kennedy, when she gave birth to, I think it was 4 kids, she said, my mission in life is to raise worldwide leaders.
Oh, okay. So that was her goal, her purpose.
Exactly. And not many people know her.
True. I don't know. It's the
See?
first time even I hear of her or her.
Exactly. But it's a mission that she had, and she fulfilled it. Her son was a US president.
Yes. Subhanallah.
So in any area of life that might even seem not so typical, if an area that you feel is really close to your heart and is an area that you really like to develop in and to grow in and to add value in, that is something that could be your cause in life.
So there's no real, of course, area. And since this is, again, something we mentioned in the episode Be an Inspiration, where you said you can be motivated by anything or any areas in your life, as long as, again, we go back to saying that you have to have a purpose. Okay.
So just to add on this topic, the essence of personal development.
Yes.
I mentioned before the short break that it begins with tackling some sort of issues, and that's one of the motivations we have to acquire knowledge and acquire new skills.
Okay.
So in reality, what are we doing? We are trying to resolve some issues that we are facing, and that's why we acquire knowledge and skills. That's level number 1.
Okay.
As soon as you're able to resolve your own issues, tackle your own challenges, and overcome your own obstacles, you feel confident enough to go beyond yourself and tackle issues for other people and overcome their challenges.
Okay, this is, sorry to interrupt, but this is an area where I think I have done without knowing that I'm doing. Again, it has to do with a very personal thing, but many know me that I am quite open to sharing this part. I think we have a caller before I delve into that. Assalamu alaikum. Can you please just... Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi Marwa, if you don't mind, please reducing the radio so you can just listen to us via the phone.
Yeah.
All right.
Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. How are you?
It's my first time I'm calling a radio station, so I'm kind of nervous.
Don't be nervous, but thank you so much for joining in. Please let us know what your thoughts are on the topic for today.
Yeah, your topic is about self-development.
Correct.
I like to say one thing, that I'm always believing that to put yourself a target that is so high, that even trying to reach it is going to lead to development.
Yes.
So for me, I'm always saying that if anybody asks me what's your goal, I'm going to say I want to win a Nobel Prize.
MashaAllah. And inshallah you will.
It's not like that. Just my brain will start to believe that I want that. So just trying to reach that is going to lead to development.
Yes.
That's what I want to say only.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marwa. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, first of all, thank you so much, Marwa, for your call, especially to the first time. There's nothing to be, nervous about. We're really nice, and your knowledge, might help somebody out there. So please, anyone listening, you're more than welcome to call us by calling 2460 2058, 2460 2058. This is your show, Love Your Life. And today we're discussing importance of self-development with Mutassem Sharji. So before... the call. You
said you want to share a personal...
Yeah, I wanted to share a personal thing about... many know that I am divorced, and this is something that happened to me. And instead of shying away from society and the stigma of it all, I decided to, learn about how to deal with it in my life. And by accepting myself and putting it out there, although it was very bold, but alhamdulillah, I had the support of my family and everyone around me, I was able to be okay with it. And once I was okay with it, without knowing, I was impacting other people in a positive way. Not to say that there's anything to be learned from it. Just, for me, I think the most important thing in my journey was that I am okay with myself. And in order to do that, I had to, first of all, yes, be okay with myself and know that no matter what happens, I have a goal, which is to inspire other women, for them not to be shied or feel embarrassed of their situation. So this is just a personal story in my personal development, and I think because of that, I am where I am today.
Definitely, that is the spirit. I mean, if you have a big, as you mentioned, your cause or your purpose or your goal is to inspire other women, empowering other women, right?
Yes.
If you have that purpose clearly, anything that you face in your life, whether it's positive or negative, you perceive it as something that would support you to empower more women.
Subhanallah, okay.
But if you don't have a cause, you don't have a purpose,
then it's just anything.
Yes, anything will move you around, and you'll be a victim of circumstances instead of a master of circumstances.
What? A victim? What?
Of
You always come up with these
yeah.
things.
So you would end up being a victim of your circumstances, believing that I'm just a victim here, I can't do anything
everything
about
happens to me, and
exactly.
I have no control.
The whole world is against me, and all of that.
Yeah.
And instead of being a master of your circumstances, being a master requires that you have a cause, a mission that you live your life for.
With that, I want to quote Jim Rohn. I think he said we need to stop blaming everyone for what's happening to us, because circumstance is a circumstance, and we cannot change the circumstance. However, we can change who we are to overcome the circumstances and just be better people. Change is always, we have to believe that change is, first of all, our choice. Nobody can stop us from being who we want to be except our own limitations in our thoughts, and it is very important for us to continue developing. And just like Marwa said, she may have a very high objective of becoming or winning a Nobel Prize, but the journey of the skills that she'll acquire, subhanallah, she might not reach that, but her aim is to learn as many skills to better herself.
Exactly. And just to add on the idea of change, which is something fundamental, I would like to share an idea from Charles Darwin.
Okay.
Charles Darwin once said that the species that survive are not the strongest nor the smartest. He said they are the species that adapt the best
to change. So when change happens, they don't really get stuck and say, oh, what am I going to do? I can't do this. They will...
And that's, by the way, from an evolution perspective. So going to animals, the animals that didn't survive the change in the environment are the ones that went extinct. So same thing goes to human as well. Any change that happens in an organization, those who are most adaptable to the new change
move on.
Exactly, will be able to move on faster than those who are complaining and still stuck with the old paradigm.
Okay, very interesting way of looking at it. Just a reminder that this is a live show. We started at 2:30 right up until 3:30. This show will be repeated at 10 past midnight. So if you're hearing this at midnight, please don't call. Call us now at 2:30 right up until 3:30, and we have a call. I like when that happens. I say the number and people على طول call. Dr. Mukhtar, salam alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Mayya Al Said, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
I'm good, and the show is going very nice.
Alhamdulillah, because of, mashallah, I have Mutassem al Sharji. Yes,
in career development.
Yes, I do. I don't know if are you in career development, Mutassem?
No, I mean mostly. To say that all these skills he has. Last time he was here in your episode of Inspiration.
Yes, and he will be here, inshallah, one more episode. I'm not quite sure which one. But anyway, please tell us your thoughts on today's topic.
Yeah, I just will start my notes from a quote by the president of India. His name was Abdul Kalam Azad. And he said that you cannot change your future, but you can change your habits, and your habits will change your future.
Yes.
And I personally felt that, when I graduated in medicine in 2001, after that I thought, that's it, I have done enough. Now I don't have to do anything, I'll just practice. And I stopped developing myself. But only 3 years back, I realized that that was my wrong decision. So I changed a single habit of myself. I just started to spending my free time by having a target in mind.
Okay.
So I planned, and then I did 3 post-graduations. I got international membership of Royal College of UK. Then I got a diploma in diabetes, and now I'm preparing for a diploma in pediatrics health.
MashaAllah.
By changing a single habit, how I spend my free time. Really, I used to spend my free time mostly on social media,
like
or gossiping with friends, hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
But then I changed the habit and I got the results.
MashaAllah.
So I think for the new graduates, it's very important that how they spend their free time and how positively they change their habits.
But that as well in itself is a distraction because, a challenge, because we have so many distractions in our lives these days. So to actually, you have to, as you did, make the change and realize the impact. And again, touching on what Mutassem said earlier, that you have to have a goal.
Exactly. That's the most important. Yeah, you should be goal oriented or target oriented.
MashaAllah. Anything else, Dr. Mukhtar, you'd like to add?
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Nice show. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mukhtar.
All right. See, this is what I mean, that when you call us with your contributions, it just adds another flavor to the show and makes it more beneficial for all of us, including us here in the studio. Just a reminder that you're more than welcome to call us, just as Dr. Mukhtar did, by calling 24 60 20 58, 24 60 20 58. And I forgot to mention that today we have Ayoub Al-Busaidi with us, who I also name as Mr. Smiley. And my usual reminder, please call us only when it is safe to do so. I don't want you risking your life or the life of the life of others around you. I don't know why it's a tongue twister. Just before we move on, I want to just read a couple of lines that I wrote from my research today. And I think, again, it was from Tim Rowan, who said, and Tim Rowan, by the way, is an American entrepreneur. He is also an author and a motivational speaker. We have a caller. Assalamu alaikum, Ashwin.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, my name is Vishwan. I'm calling from Sohar. I had a conversation with you a couple of days ago.
Yes, I do remember you.
Yeah, and really you are pushing on very nicely.
Alhamdulillah.
Actually, it was just recently that I came in touch with all your YouTube
my videos,
collections and other things.
All right, thank you so much.
This live show on Love Your Life really has made a good impact on personally me and
Alhamdulillah.
Many of my friends. I have been spreading this news that there is a person, a wonderful lady who has been talking about Love Your Life.
Alhamdulillah.
And today's topic is about self-development. And I was just hearing Dr. Mukhtar, who was just quoting the Indian President, former Indian President, Dr. Abdul Kalam.
Yeah.
I would also like to quote one verse which he had delivered in his speech in a meeting in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
What he said was that the development actually starts from your family. So if you, as a child, if you make an impact on your family, that affects your family, that makes a positive effect in your family. And once your family gets developed, it makes a big impact on the village where you are staying. Okay. And once the village comes to know about these developments, it is a positive what is called sign in the vilayat, for example.
Yes.
And then it goes on to the state.
Mm-hmm.
Then from the state to the nation, and from the nation to the whole world. So you are reaching out, starting from your family. Therefore, I would like to add one more point that
please do.
To achieve this self-development target, one human should also look into three factors.
Mm-hmm.
One is he should have a very good logical skill, like when you get into education or how to spend your free time or whatever, you should put them into a hierarchical order.
Okay.
And how to go about with it in a logical way. That will save a lot of time. Number two is observation skill. Must be a very good observer. Observe and study and come to know about how you can make an impact in your own life.
Okay.
And the third point is listening. If you are a good listener, and get a lot of positive insights into your own life.
Yes.
Which will definitely motivate you and bring you into a very good self-determined person. So wish you all the best, madam, and
thank you so much
to your program.
Thank you very much. You're most welcome. Thank you so much for your call. Bye-bye. So with that, we have one more caller. Assalamu alaikum.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله. كيف الحال? Hi, Mayya. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Malak, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, doing well. السلام عليكم شيخ معتصم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. والشيخ.
رمضان كريم.
Ramadan Kareem to you too.
First of all, Mayya, I'm really enjoying listening to your topics, which are, I think I keep on repeating these as always.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much.
And I have just noticed that, previous topics that you raised up, I think all your topics are connected and linked to each other.
Yes, they are.
If you're talking about today's topic in developing yourself, you can't develop yourself if you don't implement those like being positive, believing in yourself, dealing with negativity. It's all these related to yourself. If you implement this, definitely you will develop in yourself.
That's so.
And again, developing yourself, I think it depends on the person, their thoughts. If you think, and you're the one who to decide if you want to go on and to move on to develop yourself, or you keep on relying and waiting for people to develop yourself. Because unfortunately, what we see around us, especially let's say in our organizations and people around us, you will always find people who are like, well, I don't get any support from the company, the organization, and how am I going to develop myself? Because you need to show your interest. You need to give your initiative. You need to start you need to start by yourself.
Yes.
Then the other resource will move and subhanAllah, you will get the right first. But if you just keep saying that, okay, I don't get any motivation of me develop myself, then that will never happen. You need to create your own motivation.
Yes.
You develop yourself, and again, yes, I believe you need to think and give the goal high, the high goals.
Yeah, because if you reach a certain goal and it's not it's quite an achievement. But if it's not high, there's not much. You didn't challenge yourself much. There was no many skills maybe that you acquired, and the opportunities are quite limited because you didn't aim high enough. As they say, aim for the sky or aim for the moon. What is it, Mutassem?
Aim for the moon and you fall into the stars, something. Yeah,
something like that.
Yes, exactly. Put a high target, and definitely you will always, reach somehow to the top level. Like a small example, I always see whatever. Like my husband keeps on telling my kids, like, yes, he will always keep calling them. You will be a doctor, Doctor so and so, Doctor Malak, Doctor Mari, and he always keep on saying that. He was like, yeah, give them a high motivation, give them a high target, high goal, whatever they will reach, but they will always put themselves okay. I'm expected to be someone very high.
Yes.
So it's all. Anyway, thank you very much again for all your topics, and I just wanted to put this a small flavor for today.
Thank you so much for your flavor.
Thank you very much, and have a good day, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. With that, we'll take a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Initialize sequence now.
Join Oman Radio's Big Time giveaway this Ramadan and win a Lexus GS350 on the last day. It's so easy to join. Just send SMS with your full name to 90465 and be the lucky one to bring home a brand new Lexus GS350. The more you send, the more chances of winning. Oman Radio's Big Time giveaway this Ramadan. Join now. Ramadan Mubarak. Oman FM present Ramadan Bonanza. Join June and the team on the nation station Oman FM every evening,
8 o'clock to 9 p.m. at Muscat City Center.
Lots of prizes and surprises await you. Come along and be a winner. Ramadan Bonanza.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Welcome back to Your Nation Station. This is your host, Mayya Al Said, also known as the Sewist on social media. This is your program, Love Your Life, and today in the studio I have Mutassem Sharji, and we're discussing the importance of self-development. Let me remind you that this is a live show. You're more than welcome to call me on, or to call us on 2460 2058, 2460 2058. And this show is right up until 3:30, inshallah, and will be repeated at 10 past midnight. For any of you who want to listen to it again or any of the past episode, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Sewist. And I believe we have a caller. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hadil, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, Sheikh Hatim, how are you?
Fine, thank you. And how is Abu Wujud?
Alhamdulillah, tayyib.
It's always good to hear from you, Abu Wujud.
يعطيك العافية. Thank you, Sheikh Hatim. Thank you.
Yeah, you're talking about a very important topic today, which is self-development.
Yes.
And I have 2 points to share, if you allow me.
Please do, Sheikh Hatim.
The first one is when it comes to self-development, you start off with supporting others in developing them, and you get 2 rewards from that. The first one is you learn from this process when you are helping other people to develop, and at the same time you get blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which will make you also develop.
MashaAllah.
And the second thing when it comes to self-development is you need to raise the bar.
Okay.
You need to raise the bar very high, and don't be in your comfort zone.
In terms of the goals we set for ourselves, you mean? That's how you mean by raising the bar?
Yes, I'll give an example.
Okay.
When I was younger, I was a very shy kid, and the only goal that I had was to be social, to be able to talk to others. And I ended up working at the radio and the TV station. So at the moment I have raised the bar very high, and inshallah my next goal will be to be the first person to interview His Majesty the Sultan Qaboos in English.
In
inshallah.
English? MashaAllah. Inshallah. We look forward to seeing that, bi'idhnillah ta'ala.
Thank you for the wonderful show, inshallah. Shukran.
You're most welcome. Thank you for your contribution. I think we have another caller. No, we don't. All right, so thank you so much, Sheikh Hatim, for your contribution. Would you like to add on to anything that he said?
Yeah, he said benefits that you get from personal development.
Yes.
I would add number 3.
Okay, go ahead.
And that is money.
Okay.
Making money as a reward.
Yeah, is that something you do, isn't it?
It's because let's not be shy about money. Money is just a medium of exchange.
Yes.
If you're putting value on the table, you expect to get some reward for that value that you put on the table. Whether that value is a product or a service.
Yes.
In the end of the day, it's a solution to a problem people face. For example, smartphones are the solution to the problem of not being connected to the internet 24/7.
Yes.
15 years ago, we didn't have smartphones. We had normal phones, and if we wanted to use the internet, we had to use a laptop or a computer.
A computer, true.
But nowadays, it's a solution to this problem that we have it in our pocket 24/7.
Yeah.
And that's why people are willing to pay a vast amount of money for that. And brands like iPhone, for example, Apple, for example, they add more value into the smartphone. Not just a smartphone, but a smartphone that looks smart, that looks beautiful to you, beautiful design, and user interface easy to use as well. So that's another solution they're providing.
Okay.
So if you think of any product out there, any successful product out there, it's ultimately a solution to a problem.
Okay.
And same thing goes to personal development and developing other people. You are solving some of their issues that they're facing.
But you think there are some people who would pay to develop themselves? Yani, I think sadly we've reached to a point where people would gladly pay, I don't know, so much money for a phone, but when it comes to their own self-development, maybe they don't really see the value in it.
You see, that's why it's really important and really crucial to bring it to their awareness. They know it's important, but they might not be aware about it.
And so how do you think we should do that?
By by helping them to identify what's really important to them.
Okay.
And if you show them that this is a thing that's really important to you, you would pay a vast amount of money for this, because in the end of the day, this is what you spend your money on, you have energy for, time, all of that.
And if you're probably thinking, how do I find out what's important to me? If you'd listen to, if you'd listened to one of the episodes where the first time Mutassem joined, which was Be an Inspiration, he did go through the steps of asking yourself some questions and then which will ultimately reveal what is important to you. So,
yes.
Just a reminder that you are more than welcome to join us on the discussion of today's topic on your program Love Your Life. Today's topic is importance of self-development. You can do so by calling us on 2460 2058, 2460 2058. The show is right up until 3:30. Will be repeated at 10 minutes past midnight.
Just to add a point on...
You found number 4?
On Malik.
Trouble.
On Malik that called just before the break.
Yes.
She tackled something that's very important and people need to be aware of this. And that is change comes from within.
Yes.
I stumbled into many statements of great people from the past, and they all reached the same conclusion. Philosophers, spiritual leaders, community leaders, they all had the same conclusion. And that is, just to quote people specifically, the Greek philosopher Socrates said, let the one who wants to move the world move himself first. The Russian philosopher and perhaps the greatest writer, Leo Tolstoy, said as well, everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself.
Yes.
And Mahatma Gandhi said as well, be the change you want to see in the world. And going back to the teaching of Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah never changed the states of a group of people until they change what's within themselves. So change comes from within. And that's a premise that people have to keep in mind as well in the journey of personal development.
So thank you so much for highlighting that, because this is as well something that I try to promote in this program, that first of all, we have a choice, and the change always has to start with us. We cannot expect other people to change if we don't change ourselves. And one thing that I've been trying to say, which is something from Jim Rohn. I keep saying him, but I never say what I want to say. He says, to have more, simply become more. You want, to reach somewhere, you have to do something to become whatever it is. Don't wish things were easier. Wish you were better. Instead of wishing for, I really wish this was easy. No, wish that you were better so you can handle whatever is being thrown at you.
Exactly.
And don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. And last thing is start working on yourself, making changes, and it will all change for you. But change begins within you.
Yeah, exactly. And just to add another idea, that's I wouldn't call it a fact of life, but I would say it's a norm in life. It's something normal that happens in our life, and that is challenges will always come to us.
Okay.
You always face challenges in life. Whether you like it or you don't, you always face challenges.
We just have a caller. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you, sister. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I am well. Thank you so much for joining the program today.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Thank you. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, can I speak now? I just want to say something.
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to tell you regarding the self-discipline and self-change. So the verse in the Quran clearly states that in Arabic it is Inna Allah la yughayru ma bi qawmin hatta yughayru ma bi anfusihim. That even Allah will not change the condition of the people of the nation who don't want to change themselves. That's all I need to tell about.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution.
You're welcome, sister.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. So sorry I had interrupted you there.
Yeah, I forgot the point.
Okay. Just a reminder that you can call us on Love Your Life. We're talking about importance of self-development. With me in the studio today is Mutassem Sharji, and you can do so by calling 2460 2058, 2460 2058.
Yeah, I just remembered.
All you needed was a break. Huh?
and that is life will always present challenges to you.
Okay.
Whether you like it or you don't, whether you try to avoid it or you don't, you'll always face challenges in life, and that is normal. And sometimes, subhanallah, when you don't have many challenges on the outside, you might have internal challenges, self-doubt, mental challenges, all of these things. So people are constantly facing challenges.
Okay.
Even people who are perceived as successful and rich and all of that, you'll see if you explore their lives, you'll see that they have some sort of challenges.
Okay.
That's the reality of life. That's how it is. Nevertheless, you can either be reactive to the challenges around you, or you can be proactive.
Mm-hmm.
By being proactive is you go out there and you resolve the challenges on your own.
Okay, just to clear out, maybe some people don't get the reactive, proactive.
Being reactive means that you wait until a challenge comes to you until and that's when you decide to take an action.
Yeah.
Being proactive is you by yourself knowing that there's a challenge out there and you go resolve that challenge.
Or you know that it's coming, or you feel that if you continue on the same way, this might happen. So
exactly.
In order to stop that happening, you go and you change your thought.
I'll give an example just to cement this idea. A person came to me a while back requesting me to help him in the area of public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And this person is a top manager in his organization,
mm-hmm.
and he's reporting to the CEO. And for the past, I think, 15 years, he never did a presentation. He always let his staff do it because he doesn't like it and he hates it.
Okay.
But he was faced with an ultimatum that he had to make a presentation to the CEO and the board, and he had 1 month.
1 month?
Yes.
Okay.
So if this person was proactive at a younger stage of his career and learned public speaking, by then that would be something that's urgent to be resolved.
Yes. Okay. SubhanAllah, very interesting. I'd like to elaborate on that after this call. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Mayya. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Good. How is Mutassem doing with you?
Alhamdulillah, very good.
يا مراحب مutassem. معاكم نهار البكري.
حياك الله نهار.
Hello Nahar.
يا مراحب. Thank you for the program, and just a few points I wanted to point it out.
Yeah, please go
when
ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, when it comes to challenge, a lot of factors or come into it. I'm talking about the family, the government, and everyone around you that help you
mm-hmm.
to kind of build this kind of skills.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, we're listening.
Yeah. So a lot of challenges, a lot of people may want to know how to do and face the challenges, but they don't know the how, or they don't have the right tool to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This way, the family and the other kind of institution that they can help this guy to kind of face those challenges.
But the goal here is, as you well put, they might want to, they know they have not a weakness or a void, or I don't know how to say it, but it's up to them. The change first begins with them. They know they need help. Excuse me. They know they need help in a certain area. Then, as you said, family and whoever, external factors can come in. But if external factors are there and he doesn't want or she doesn't want to change, then it's not really going to work.
Nobody can change you, definitely. If you don't want to change by yourself, nobody can really change you. It has to definitely come between you.
True.
And to seek for those the ways of changing.
Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
That's it, and thank you very much for the program, and I will keep listening.
Thank you, Nahar. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bob.
We haven't... Hold on. Sorry about that, my caller. Sorry, Adnan. Salam alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Sayyida Mayya, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. First of all, I'm one of your biggest fans. I follow you everywhere on Snapchat, on Instagram. I even watch your videos on YouTube.
Thank you so much, Adnan, for your support. I really appreciate it.
I'd like to add about what Mutassem said about challenges.
Okay.
And when you mentioned that quote about reaching the skies.
Yes.
In my opinion, first of all, there is no limit to your ambition.
True.
Because whenever someone feels ambitious about something, they need to go even above that level of ambitiousness. Because when you dream of something so big and you know that you're capable of reaching it, when you reach it, you have faith in yourself and confidence that you can even reach higher than it.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first point. The second thing is that about challenges. In my opinion, I feel that every single person should be independent. You cannot rely on someone else by doing your achievements, for achieving what you want. You can rely on someone to do what you want, because in the end, you'll be the person who'll be working with that thing.
And ultimately, this is your life.
Everyone should be independent and should really know how to deal with the things that he wants. For an example, let's say that for me, I want to be a surgeon. So I know that being a surgeon is a very tough thing. You have to you have to finish medical school, you have to finish your research, your fellowship and everything, but in the end, I will get to the point where I become a surgeon.
Inshallah.
But during that process, I'll be learning and I'll be facing a lot of challenges. So being independent is, being independent is very important for self-developing, because if you're not independent, then who will be for you? You cannot be dependent on someone else.
Yes.
That is all I wanted to add.
That's beautifully put. Thank you so much, Adnan, for your call.
Bye.
Okay, just to go back, and we'll get into the comments of Nahar as well as Adnan's. To begin with, the support system. First of all, the tools.
Okay.
The tools out there that you can use as personal development.
Before you get to the tools, let me just remind everybody that this is a live show. You're more than welcome to call us. Only 10 minutes left until we'll have to end it, but you can still get in and share your contributions. Today's topic is importance of self-development. This is your host, Mayya Al Said, along with my guest on the studio today, Mutassem Sharji. So I'll just tell you the number now, 2460 2058, 2460 2058.
Yeah, I mean, we are blessed nowadays to live in an internet era. Having the internet as a resource is a biggest blessing we can have as humans nowadays. I mean, I said this before and I would say this again, that if you are connected to the internet and you're ignorant about something, it's your fault.
Yes, because everything is available on the internet.
Exactly, everything is there. I mean, if you go to YouTube, finding videos on even fixing a car, you can find on YouTube. I mean, everything's available there.
I remember once, just a silly story, that once I bought clothes and, they have this security tag and it was stuck on there and I didn't know what to do. I went to YouTube and I managed. So,
you found it.
You have no excuse, as you say. You can always find. If you seek it, you will find it.
Exactly. And the second thing was the support system, the people, the family, the friends around you. I mean, you have to make sacrifices. In life, if you have big ambitions and big goals, you will end up having to make big sacrifices and big compromises.
Okay, with that, I'll just interrupt you for a moment. We have a call. Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
How are you, brother?
Good, great.
Alhamdulillah.
I'm always calling at the end of the program.
No problem. At least we managed to get to you today.
I'm enjoying also today with you and Mutassem. It's really great talk.
Alhamdulillah.
I just want to say something also. When you develop a skill, or when one of the things which is crucial in development, they are saying behind every great man. Yeah. What?
A great woman.
Is a great woman. I thought, shall I let him say it or shall I say it?
Yeah. Actually, they changed it. It's no more. No. I'm joking. It's still there. But human development experts, they changed it to behind every great man there are lots of failures.
Yes.
And behind even don't worry, Sayyida Mayya, behind every great woman also lots of failures also. So what I'm saying is, when you fail, you learn something. You move forward. You try to develop a skill. You cannot just. Nobody were born to excellent or he is great from day one. If you do mistakes, then you are learning. You are moving forward.
Yes.
You know where you stand today and where you need to be in the future.
Very true.
Yeah, this is one. You learn from your failure. So don't be afraid from failing, because it's a sign that you are nearby success.
Yes.
Second thing I want to add is the most effective way to develop any skill is in any competency you need to develop. Focus on repeating it. Do it again and again and again. This way you will be mastering that skill or that competency.
So true.
That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you very much for your call, as always.
Most welcome.
Yeah, so going back to the idea that having a support system around you, and that support system might sometimes not be your family.
Okay.
Your family might be against what you're doing.
Yes.
So if you have big ambitions in life and big goals to achieve, you'll have to make compromises. you'll have to exchange that support system from family to someone else, to maybe a group of people who have the same interest, same passion, and having them help you, whether it's businessmen, for example, if you're into business, whether it's sports, if you're playing a sport that's not very traditional and your family is against it, you might have a support system of other people who will support you in that sport. And that's applicable to everything in life that you would like to excel in.
And sometimes it's not really about finding a support. Sometimes you just have to be there for yourself. If it's a goal that you really can't stop thinking about, it's really something you want to do, you will do it. And I'll share my own, again, personal story. I'm being very authentic with everybody. I was working full-time in a company which I really enjoyed, and I was doing a job which it was nice, but it was not what I wanted to do. And I always wanted to quit my job. But my family, طبعا, were against it. Like, how are you going to do this? They were worried, as normally a family would worry about such a big decision. But I told myself, I assured them that I am going to seek the knowledge I need to become a life coach. So I did my diploma online, and I told myself while I was doing it that, inshallah, I want to graduate with distinction. So I committed myself. The online program can take you forever. I managed to do it in 9 months, knowing that I work full time. I'm a single mother, and I managed to do it because I believed in my goal, and I knew that in order for me to change my life, I needed to change me. So get the education that I need, seeking knowledge. Nobody said, Mayya, go do this. I decided that in order for me to move on, to do what I love, to help people as a life coach, I needed to get a degree or whatever, a diploma. So I did that, and then I quit my job recently, and I joined Whispers of Serenity. And if it hadn't been for this urge of developing myself, I would still be working in a job that I really couldn't, I couldn't see myself doing for a long time. So it's always up to us, and we always have to seek knowledge. It's always our choice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful example they shared, Mayya, and which goes back to the ideas we shared earlier in the show, and that is change comes from within, and it's a choice that you make.
Yeah,
and what I meant by having a